What up? What up? What up? What's going on, everybody? 2025, we back on this YouTube algorithm. A lot of new games I've had the chance to try out. For me, covering E.S.L the last couple of years was a fresh opportunity for me to dip into titles I generally don't get into like that. For example, Guacamelee 2, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. Older titles, it's been good to kind of try out some different things. Never touched a Warhammer game before, and playing through the Space Marine 2 campaign brought me back to my Gears of War 3 days. Gory action on a big blockbuster scale. The visuals on this game are nuts when you have a proper display and a console powerful enough to highlight the details, because there are a lot of details considering the graphics and the action that takes place. This game is a great cinematic experience, and I've only played through a few missions, not even remotely halfway done with the campaign. I'm going to be touching on this game in the future. I cannot wait. This game has legs like a motherfucker. Now, with the recent holidays, there's been some great sales, and there was a game I've been itching to kind of take advantage of when I saw the price tag decrease on that. MK1 I finally got to get in on. For $30, it was a sweet deal to get the Chaos Reigns expansion and the base game all together. So speaking on MK1, I've listened to a few content creators in the past regarding the online state of play and the overall microtransactions, which absolutely have a mobile-esque feel to it now that I've experienced it firsthand. And it does hurt the quality of the game overall. Microtransactions on top of a full price game with a second expansion that costs the same as the base price game, I feel that combination is always going to rub players the wrong way, especially the day one players seeing the sale price for that title a couple of months later. It just feels like the smack in the face. There's a reason why I waited to get it at the great sale price, me and other people. More importantly, tracking the overall player response and sentiment, not to mention the future plans being quote-unquote up in the air regarding future expansions and content packs. It's obvious WB needs to take a different approach regarding long-term monetization in their future efforts. Hell, I'd say that applies to a lot of developers, Tekken, Street Fighter, etc., but leave that one alone. Again, microtransactions are a disease in gaming, if I'm being honest with you. They make so much money, though, there's no way that they're never going to not put them in. Anyway, let's move on from it. Not just yet. Think about it. Every fighting game now has an avatar or overall customization element that they use as a foundation to just charge us for extra cosmetics. Some cosmetics now rivaling the base prices of games themselves. Again, I'm glad I paid what I paid for, but the focus should have been on the campaign, the invasions, not the store. And that's just not this title, but quite a few. Let's get into it though. I completed the Act 1 story mode real smooth, and this is after I watched it on YouTube for free when it first came out. Saying that to say, this campaign is beautiful. Graphic-wise, the attention to detail, voice acting, all top tier. Watching this and playing this in front of you is absolutely better than watching this on a mobile phone or any YouTube video. The story alone is worth owning MK14 if you find it at a price you feel is fair. Now, writing-wise, the direction they took, the story, the character decisions that were made, yes, there are holes for days, and some of the decisions you completely argue against. For example, just the overall confusion about the scale of power. Shang Tsung, when he first appeared, literally should be a Titan, as he has the powers of Chronica. He didn't give up his power and control over the hourglass like Liu Kang did, or at least it was never confirmed. Anyway, I say that to say Shang Tsung should have easily killed all of the fighters when he first revealed himself, as he technically is more powerful than everyone that he revealed himself to in that room. I thought the hourglass gave him power over time, and I assumed that he'd have a bit more strength to show for it. But again, yeah, that's one example, and I feel like I'm nitpicking. Story-wise, there are holes aplenty, so not going to go too hard on the overall story in the second expansion. It's crazy, I'm saying all of this, and I still say that the story was a banger. A damn near movie experience you can interact with through a controller, and I feel like that's the main gist of it and why I kind of recommend it. I'm not speaking on if the story's good. I'm saying that the game looks and plays superb. MK story modes have impressed from game to game since MK9, and the bar for the next entry has been set very high in the visual department because of this entry right here. If they focus on character development and motivations, and the next one can easily take over. Leave this multiverse shit alone. That's just one game. Reality also is a lot of games are falling by the wayside. Obviously, the big juggernauts from last year, Concord, Suicide Squad, but also smaller ones. Elder Scrolls Legends is dead at the end of this month. Call of Duty gets less and less interesting each year. I swear it's the same complaints year after year with regard to skill-based matchmaking, not enough characters or map packs, and of course the microtransactions that are just fucking infected within that title. Anyway, the monetization in Call of Duty is S-class in regard to abuse and egregiousness. I saw they brought back Nuketown, and I was like, word, y'all rolling that map out again? I remember playing that on Cold War, and I was like, y'all still doing that rollout? What's next, shipment? Anyway, I'm kidding. I hope the game does well, and I hope it improves, but yeah, that's the title I'm happy to skip out on. The First Descendant has fallen off a little bit due to the lack of content and just the lack of challenging innovation. It feels very redundant and mindless. Again, obviously there's a chase regarding the new Descendants and the pet, but there needs to be a change regarding just the challenge and the innovation. PoE 2 easily laps the First Descendant in variety and gameplay, and it just came out. They're both action RPGs, that's why I'm linking them both, so hush. But they definitely need to step it up if they want to keep up. Back on an eliminated note, 2025 has a great start as the quality of games before it have set the tone for this year. 2024 was so good I have so many games that I have to catch up on, such as Astrobot, Metaphor ReFantasio, the second Final Fantasy remake. That's because I'm still finishing Rebirth, pardon me. I might have mixed up the few titles. And Hades 2, I gotta actually check that out. There's clearly less and less time for games that are more generic and predatory, forcing you to spend more time and money just to feel like you're completing the game or the collection. Games that value and respect your time, focusing on innovation, refinement, and fun, those are the games that will continue to shine through. Anyway, that's just a quick little chill rant I wanted to do. 2025, definitely want to focus more on the quality over the quantity. Cheers.